Hey everyone, it's Mr. Hollywood, and today I will be giving you guys my top 5 favorite movies of the 1970s. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I'm doing a series where I rank my favorite movies from every decade from the 1970s onwards, leading up to my top 50 favorite movies of all time. And I might even do an honorable mentions video of like every movie that just missed the cut on my top 50 list. We'll see, but for now, it's time to rank the top 5 movies of the 1970s. Now, coming in at number 5 is the original Superman. I mean, this movie was kind of the game changer for superhero movies at this point, and this is definitely my favorite superhero movie pre-2000. And yeah, I just think this movie is great. It tells a great origin about, Clark Kent, this kid that discovers he has great powers and becomes Superman. I think John Williams' score is fantastic. And, I mean, what is there not to love about this movie? Now, I understand if you guys are kind of my age that you guys might not appreciate it as much as you appreciate the Zack Snyder films. However, I still really do think this is a great film. And, I mean, it's a classic. So, yeah. So, this film, number 5. Coming in at number 4 is Jaws. A movie that I actually saw for the first time last year when it got re-released in theaters, and I thought it was a great theater experience. And I mean, this movie, just perfectly capitalizes the fear of the unknown. And with the shark not being shown on screen, it actually kind of adds intrigue a bit. And this film has a great score by John Williams, and it was just so much fun to see all these main characters try to solve this and try not to get eaten by a shark. It was all very fun, and this movie also set Steven Spielberg's career as the man we all know today. So this film is my 4th favorite movie of the 1970s. Coming in at number 3 is the original Rocky, a movie that perfectly utilizes Rocky's life before he becomes a boxer, and how he always has this so much potential, but he just doesn't know what he wants to do with his life. And then he finally gets this offer to fight Apollo Creed, and I thought that final fight was great, and it just led the world for this entire franchise, and this is still my favorite of the Rocky movies. Now, coming in at number 2 is New Hope. What is there not to love? This movie is great. It has a great hero's journey for Luke Skywalker, a great villain with Darth Vader, and a very interesting world that George Lucas created. And John Williams' score in this is still great 40 years later. And the effects, for the final battle, the choreography is still really good. And when Luke blew up the Death Star, you knew you were in for a great franchise, and it sure was. It's arguably my favorite franchise, up there with Marvel. But coming in number 1, and this one surprised me a bit because I wasn't expecting this to be my number 1. However, my dad made me watch this movie because he loves it so much, and that is The Godfather. This film is great. It tells a great mafia story, and it also is just so much fun to see the Corleone family on screen, and they have a great family chemistry. And this movie visually still holds up, and there's a reason why this was considered one of the best films at its time. And 40 years later, or actually I guess 50 years later, this movie is still great. And yeah, it is a movie I'm very glad I saw, and for obvious reasons, it is my favorite of the 1970s, and one of my favorite movies of all time. Now, thanks for watching. Feel free to share your ranking of your favorite movies of the 1970s down below in the comments. And I'm excited to do this whole series leading up to my top 50 favorite movies of all time. I still need to figure out the list, so it's actually possible these movies might still be above each other, even if they were lower on my favorites. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I'm really excited for all this. Now, thanks for watching, and peace out.